Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth and final video webinar actually pertaining to the CIMA strategic case study examinations happening in November 2022. And I hope that you would have watched the previous three webinars, or the recorded versions can be accessed via our website. Okay, so let's talk about what we have covered so far. In our first webinar, I highlighted a 6-week study plan, or what we are supposed to do within 6 weeks when preparing for the SCS exam. Then in the second webinar, I did the first part of the pre-scene analysis. And in the third webinar, which is the most important webinar out of the four webinars, I highlighted answering technique, because you need to master it. And if by any chance, if you missed out on any of these webinars, especially the answering technique webinar, I invite you guys to check the recorded versions which are uploaded under the free content via our website. And in tonight's webinar, I will be talking about exam prep. And let's move on to the 6-week study plan. So according to the study plan, we are in the fourth week. So in this week, you are supposed to, things are getting serious, because you are supposed to attempt mock number 3. So up until now, you should have gone through all study material. You should have attempted the first two mocks, mock 1 and mock 2. And from this week onwards, you need to speed up your work. Your workload becomes a bit less. I have to tell you that, but you have to be a bit more serious about what you are going to do in the coming 3 to 3.5 weeks. So you are supposed to attempt mock exam 3 under simulated exam conditions. Okay, so when attempting your mock exams, please do attempt them via our exam platform. So then you are in a position to get accustomed to real life exam conditions. And you are supposed to develop answer plans based on the suggested answers of mock 3. Actually speaking, we have done it this time. So you need not develop any answer plans. Answer plans are on the website, and this is applicable to students who had purchased the value or the value plus packages. So the answer plans are already there, nothing to do about it. Then refer to personalized tutor feedback for mock 3. So you will be receiving tutor feedback within 48 hours. And upon submitting your answer on our exam platform, within 48 hours, you will be getting feedback. And you are supposed to watch the lecture, video lecture, where I have explained the answer for mock number 3 based on the answer plans which I provided. So in the coming week, what you need to do is just attempt a single mock. Just find time, 3 hours at a stretch, attempt a single mock under exam conditions via our exam platform. That's the only thing which you need to, or the only type of effort which you need to put in. But other than that, it's a matter of just referring to our study material and watching the videos. And in the upcoming weeks, that's the same methodology which you need to adhere to as well. So attempt mock number 4 under simulated exam conditions, allocate 3 hours of your time in the next week. Then it's just a matter of going through the answer plans and the videos which we have provided. Okay, so you have to keep doing it up until the 6th week, and in the 7th week, it's just a matter of going through the study material which we have provided, and on top of that, referring to the answer plans pertinent to the 5 mock exams. So actually speaking, according to the study plan, we have asked you to develop Joseph, yeah, we have started the presentation. I hope you can hear us properly and see our screen as well. So as per what I highlighted, as per the study plan, you were supposed to develop 5 answer plans. We have done 3, the answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5. So I invite you guys to develop answer plans for mocks 1 and 2, so that closer to the exam, you can just go through the answer plans, thereby cover all syllabus areas. Then you can brush up your understanding about application, and you have a short note based on all 5 mock exams, which is going to be extremely beneficial closer to the exam. So that's what you're supposed to do according to the study plan. So let's move on to tonight's session. I'm trying to cover 2 areas in tonight's session. First things first, I'm going to take you through examiner's comments, where I'll be reiterating what I've covered so far in the 3 webinars. And as the second part of tonight's session, I'll be talking about what you need to do to develop confidence both before the exam and how to maintain the same level of confidence at your real exam. Okay, so examiner's comments, tips for good answers. So as per the examiner, if you are to come up with good answers, you need to provide answers which are relevant to the requirement. So how can you develop answers which are relevant to the requirement? By sticking to our answer planning technique. So in the third webinar, I highlighted what you need to do before developing the answer plan. I wanted you guys to summarize the requirement in an understandable manner and break down the requirement. If, for instance, in a certain subtask, there are 2 areas tested, then I told you how to break it down into 2 areas so that you can easily understand what the requirement is. So once you do it, based on it, you are supposed to develop the answer plan. So in order to achieve this type of relevance, you need to jot down the requirement in a clear, concise, and an understandable manner. I highlighted how to do it in webinar number 3. And when you are going through the answer plans, which we have already provided for mocks 3, 4, and 5, you would see what I'm talking about. All the tasks are reiterated in an understandable and a concise manner, which is going to be extremely beneficial for you when developing answer plans. So your answers needs to be totally relevant to the requirement, and you need to show that you possess the appropriate level of technical knowledge of the syllabus content. As I've highlighted earlier, at the SCS exam, you are supposed to provide extremely practical answers. However, in certain questions, certain theoretical concepts, especially theoretical concepts to do with E3 are tested. So in such a context, you have to have the ability to display to the examiner that you possess the necessary level of technical knowledge, and you have to have the ability to apply that knowledge to a specific scenario as well, which is extremely important at this level, because 80% of your paper consists of or tests your understanding pertaining to application of knowledge, because you are playing the role of a senior finance manager. So as a senior finance manager, you need to have the capability to apply your knowledge to real life business problems. So in order to achieve this, again, what you need to do is you need to attempt mock exams, seek tutor feedback, where I'll be highlighting whether you have fulfilled your application related knowledge. And on top of that, by looking at our answer plans, you can easily understand how to apply your knowledge or how application is tested, and based on that, what type of answer plans or what type of answers you are supposed to provide. Okay, and you are supposed to provide well structured answers with good use of paragraphs. So I highlighted this point in webinar number 3 as well. You are not supposed to provide answers in bullet points. You are not supposed to provide answers or single sentenced answers. Instead, you are supposed to develop a paragraph per answer point. So for instance, in if in your answer plan, if there are 8 points which you want to highlight, then in your fully fledged answer, you need to have 8 paragraphs. Okay, and how can you provide well structured answers? By developing answer plans. So I highlighted how to do it, and on top of that, I've developed answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5. So that is sorted. You just need to develop answer plans for mocks 1 and 2 on your own. And whenever you are bringing in an argument, you have to justify it. This is extremely specific to the SCS exam, because you are supposed to provide recommendations at all times. As a senior finance manager, you are supposed to direct the board members, you are supposed to influence the board members, you are supposed to recommend the course of action to be taken by the board members. So whenever you are recommending something, always remember that you need to justify your argument. So whenever you are bringing in an argument, you have to justify it, and you'd understand how to do it by watching the videos which we have done, where we discuss the answers of mocks 3, 4, and 5. And on top of that, by referring to the answer plans which we have developed, you'd understand how you are supposed to do this. All right, then moving on, what are you supposed to do before the exam? So according to the CIMA examiner, you are supposed to study all areas of the syllabus. Okay, so that's exactly what we have highlighted within the 6-week study plan. You have to be conversant with E3, F3, and P3 related syllabus areas, because any syllabus area or knowledge pertaining to any syllabus content can be tested at your exam. And you are supposed to focus on applying your knowledge in a practical sense to the scenario which is presented under each and every task. So as I highlighted earlier, at the SCS exam, you are supposed to provide practical answers. So that's where application is tested. So by going through the videos where we have discussed mocks 3, 4, and 5 and referring to our answer plans, you can fulfill this. And on top of that, just going through these syllabus areas and focusing on application won't help you. You have to practice mock exams. So although I've said that we have provided the answer plans and the videos where we discuss the answers of mock exams, and on top of that we have provided the suggested answers, the mock exams as well as their suggested answers, and on top of that we have provided so many additional study material. Even if you go through all these material, if you do not practice mock exams under simulated exam conditions, you cannot pass the SCS exam. Why? Because the examiner wants you to practice tasks. So he or she is telling this with a reason, because you can't simply, for instance, if you look at answer planning technique, you can't simply do it for the first time at the exam without practicing it. So in the first 2 mock exams, you would see when you're practicing it, it would be a bit jittery. There you would need some time to get accustomed to the answer planning technique, but from mock 3 onwards, things would be smooth, and with that you would be in a position to easily manage your time, provide well structured answers at your real exam if you stick to our answer planning technique. So whenever you are practicing mock exams, you'll be practicing answer planning technique. So it's of utmost importance that you practice mocks. There's absolutely no point of going through all the videos, the material, the answers of the mock exams and whatnot without practicing tasks. So when practicing your mock exams, you are supposed to type or write full answers. So I've reiterated this point earlier as well in webinar number 3 to be precise. So I said there's absolutely no point of taking or attempting your mocks on a task by task basis on different days. You have to allocate 3 hours of your time and do the full paper at a stretch, and utilize our exam platform. Then you can fulfill this requirement when attempting mock exams, right? So that's what you're supposed to do before the exam. Let's look at what you are supposed to do during the exam. As per the CIMA examiner, you are supposed to plan your answers. So that's where our answer planning technique comes in handy. So the CIMA examiner wants you to develop an answer plan, and we have already covered this area. And when practicing your mock exams, you are supposed to stick to this guideline. So plan your answers. It's of utmost importance that you develop answer plans, and the marker is under strict instructions to mark answers on their merits. So you won't get marks for the length of your answer. Instead, you would be provided marks based on the quality of the recommendations or the suggestions which you are making. Okay, so as long as you can justify your answers, as long as you can justify your arguments, and if your answer is aligned with the requirement highlighted as part of the question or the scenario, then you are in a position to gain better marks at your exam. So this is what the examiner is asking you to do. Then let's look at marking criteria. So when providing marks, 2 markers will allocate marks before the final mark is finalized. Why are they doing it? Because so that the marking is done in a transparent and a uniform manner. So 2 markers are providing marks for your paper or your answer script. So there's absolutely no way that the markers are gonna get it wrong. Okay, because 2 individuals are marking, and mark allocation for each subtask appears as a percentage under each requirement. And I highlighted how you are supposed to identify how many marks are allocated based on the weightages in webinar number 3. And if you go through the answer plans which we have developed for mocks 3, 4 and 5, you'd again realize how marks are allocated for each and every subtask based on the weightages provided. And I'm reiterating the point that marks are allocated based on merit. So the examiner picks quality over quantity. All right, so what are you supposed to do to develop confidence before the exam? So we are moving on to the second part of tonight's webinar, where I said that I'll be talking about what you need to do to develop confidence. So first things first, stick to the study plan. So if you want to understand how the study plan works or is supposed to work, you are supposed to refer to the video of webinar number 1 study plan, where I've explained on a week by week basis what you are supposed to do, what you're supposed to cover under the study plan which we have provided. And you can refer to the study plan as well via our website. So please stick to it, because if you stick to it, as you can see easily, your work when it comes to attempting mock exams and going through all study material, it stops on the 19th of November. Okay, so 3 to 4 days before the exam, your serious work stops. Then in the 3 days, 3 days or 3 to 4 days prior to the exam, you are supposed to just refer to study material, refer to the answer plans of all 5 mocks, read the annotated pre-scene one last time, watch this video, exam prep, and stop all work a day prior to the exam, sleep, eat, and rest well. That's everything you are supposed to do 3 to 4 days before the exam. So if your exam is happening on the 23rd of November, you should stop all your work by the 21st of November, and 22nd is an off day, because you have, as I've highlighted earlier, you need to walk into the examination hall with an open mind, because the examiner is trying to replicate a real life corporate environment. So in a real life corporate environment, if you're not stressed, you would find better solutions to the problems faced by your business. So that's exactly what you need to have or possess when you're walking into the examination hall. So in the 3 to 4 days leading up to the exam, most students are trying to attempt mock exams, going through suggested answers and whatnot. You are not supposed to do anything. You are relaxing. So what you are supposed to do is just refer to material, refer to answer plans. That's it. You are not supposed to attempt any mock exams. So that will help you to develop confidence before the exam. So stick to the study plan. So according to the study plan, 3 or 4 days before, up until 3 or 4 days prior to the exam, you would be working. Again, there's not much of work to be done, because on a weekly basis, you are supposed to just allocate 3 hours and attempt mock exams. All the other work is about watching some videos and referring to the answer plan. So your effort becomes significantly lesser. So stick to the study plan and try to stick to a routine if possible. When it comes to waking up and sleeping, it's better to stick to a routine, because then you'd find it extremely easy to manage your studies, manage your work, because you have to fulfill your corporate responsibilities, or you have to run your own businesses as well. So you'd be able to balance your studies as well as work appropriately. And try to focus on sticking to a routine when it comes to the daily meal intake. try to have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner at stipulated time period, so that you get accustomed to it, so that you fall asleep without any problem, so that you wake up without any problem. When you are physically and mentally fit, then it helps you extremely when it comes to conducting your studies. Okay, so we've made your life easier. It's just a matter of on a weekly basis, just attempting mocks and relaxing, just going through the study material which we have provided. So try to stick to a routine, and when practicing mock exams, it's better to practice under simulated exam conditions. So use our mock exam platform. If you do, then you are in a position to get yourself accustomed to the real exam platform which you'd encounter at your exam, and attempt mocks in isolation. Even if you are attempting mock exams under our exam platform, try to do it in isolation, because there should not be any disturbances. Keep your phone aside, because we have a tracker where there's a timer within the exam platform, so you need not time anything. The timer is already there. So keep your phones or keep away from any type of distraction, and attempt mocks in isolation to benefit fully when practicing mock exams. And stick to the exam technique routine. So allocate 20 minutes to read and develop the answer plan. I don't mind even if you allocate 25 minutes to read and develop an answer plan, and utilize the remaining time to type your answers. So once you practice this on a task by task basis, as you know, in one paper you would have 3 tasks. So 3 into 5 papers is 15 tasks. So it's a situation where you have start to or practice the answer planning technique 15 times before you go into the exam. So by that time, once you had practiced this technique 15 times, you would champion it. Then in such a context, you would find it extremely easy to replicate the same methodology at your real exam, thereby get rid of undue exam pressure, manage your time appropriately, develop high quality answers, and end up passing the SCS exam comfortably. So that's what you're supposed to do before the exam. And what are you supposed to do on the day of the exam? How are you supposed to maintain the same level of confidence? Because it's normal for you to feel down or negative, or stressed on the day of the exam. So by sticking to these guidelines, you can get rid of this undue stress. So before the exam, try to rest your mind and body. So that's exactly why I'm asking you to take a break a day before your exam. So if you are doing your exam on the 23rd, on the 22nd, you are not supposed to do anything but to relax your mind and body, because you might think that you are wasting your time. Not that is not true, because once you are done with the exam, you would realize what I'm talking about. Okay, so rest your mind and body before the exam, and do not refer to any study material, mocks, or answer plan on the day of the exam. So if your exam is on the 23rd, I asked you to take a break on the 22nd. So that does not mean that you are supposed to go through any type of material on the 23rd, because if you refer to any study material, mocks, or answer plans, you'd try to utilize the knowledge which you have gained on the day of the exam when providing your answers. So instead of doing that, try to walk into the exam hall with an open mind. Okay, so you are not supposed to refer to any study material and think that you are the senior finance manager at Hottayr, because getting into the character of a senior finance manager helps you immensely, because then whenever a question is thrown at you, you'd think like a senior finance manager. You'd think, okay, I'm the senior finance manager. If my CFO is sending me this email, how would I respond to it? Okay, how would I tackle this situation? What type of a recommendation would I provide? So when you think like the senior finance manager, you would provide better solutions and practical recommendations. Okay, so you are supposed to do it, and try to let go of any negativity. As I highlighted earlier, it's normal for students to feel stressed on the day of the exam, but if you are stressed, you are supposed to do certain things. I'm going to talk about them in a while. So let go of any negativity and always be open minded, because as I've been telling you time and time again, the CIMA exam is trying to replicate a real life work environment. So in a real life work environment, you can work properly when you have an open mind. So be open minded at all times. If you are open minded, you would provide better recommendations and better solutions to business problems. And during the exam, whilst attempting the exam, you are supposed to stick to the exam technique routine, then you won't go wrong. You can you can get rid of undue stress if necessary by sticking to the exam technique routine. So 20 minutes should be allocated towards reading and answer planning, and 40 minutes towards typing your answers. And if you still feel stressed, drink some water. That's going to help you, because it's going to replenish you. And on top of that, close your eyes and breathe slowly for 2 minutes. Again, you might think that you would be wasting your time. You have 60 minutes at your disposal. That's enough and more time when it comes to developing answer plans and typing out your answers. So if you feel stressed, or if you are experiencing something like brain freeze, or if you can't think straight, then close your eyes and breathe slowly for 2 minutes. And this is going to calm your mind, and this is going to improve your open-mindedness. And after you practice this, you'd be amazed to find out that the blockage which you encountered earlier is not there anymore. You can think straight, you can provide better answers. And always, whenever you feel stressed, remind yourself that you have done your homework. You can only do this if you had done your homework. So stick to our exam tech 6 week study plan. If you stick to our 6 week study plan, then you had done everything under the sun when it comes to preparing for the SCS exam. So if you had completed all tasks at the exam, if you feel stressed, remind yourself that you have done all your homework. And also remind yourself that you need just 80 marks to pass. So out of the 3 tasks, definitely one task is going to be extremely hard. That's pretty normal and it's pretty obvious, because this is a CIMA examination. CIMA examinations are extremely hard. Everybody knows that. Okay, it's hard, especially when it comes to the SCS exam. This is the last hurdle. Because of that, the examiner is trying to figure out whether you are capable, or whether you deserve to be a management accountant. So in such a context, the examiner will definitely throw an extremely hard task at you. Just because there's one single task which is hard, it does not mean that you are going to fail the exam. So keep moving forward. Even if you cannot come up with a proper answer, try to come up with a practical solution. When developing the answer plan, try to come up with a practical solution. And you never know, because the examiner is providing you marks pertaining to application of knowledge. So it depends on the quality of your answer depends on how you look at a problem, business problem, and what type of a solution you are providing for it. What type of a solution you are providing for in order to fix the business problem. Okay, so different students will come up with different solutions. So as long as you can provide proper justifications, you would get marks. There is no very correct answer when it comes to the SCS exam. So as long as you can justify your answers, you can gain marks. So be confident. Remind yourself that you need just 80 marks to pass your exam, and give your best shot, and be open-minded during the exam. So if you had stuck to our study plan, if you are sticking to our answer planning technique, if you are managing your time appropriately, if you are coming up with or structuring your answer appropriately, then there's absolutely nothing to worry. Even if you feel stressed, know that you're going to pass the exam. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do on the day of the exam. And it's better to avoid deflections as well. So don't focus on the exam blueprint. You have just 3.5 weeks leading up to the exam, so don't waste your time. Although by sticking to our study plan, you are just supposed to allocate 3 hours to attempt a mock on a weekly basis. It does not mean that you are supposed to utilize your time inappropriately. So don't emphasize too much on the exam blueprint. Don't rely on predictions as well, because the examiner says that any area of the syllabus can be tested, any scenario can be tested. So I've seen so many tutors out there, predicting about certain situations or scenarios which can be tested at your exam. That's not going to work for your benefit. So don't rely on predictions. Instead, invest time to improve your application skills. So because you cannot predict the type of a question or a scenario which can be thrown at you at the exam, just invest time to improve your application skills. So how can you do it? By watching the videos. We have provided 9 videos in total. So watch these 9 videos, and on top of that, refer to our answer planning techniques. That's how you can improve your application skills. And excessive industry analysis should be avoided at all times, because there's absolutely no point of you becoming an expert in the industry. You are not supposed to bring in students have asked me this question previously, as to whether real life examples can be brought in to the answer to add value to the answer. It's not too necessary. If you want, you can do it, but the CIMA examiner has never highlighted the fact that you are supposed to bring in practical information or real life examples within your answer. So there's absolutely no point of being entangled with industry analysis. Just focus on the industry dynamics, information pertaining to industry dynamics provided in the pre-scene. Just watch the video where we have carried an industry analysis based on the information provided in the pre-scene. And on top of that, we have provided industry analysis slides. Just going through this set of slides, just 10 or 15 slides are there. So by going through these slides, you'd know all the necessary information about how the chosen industry works in a real sense. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do. Other than that, you are not supposed to go through any industry analysis or conduct an industry analysis. Misguided use of past papers should be avoided at all costs, because for instance, most students, they go through past exam variants. So past exam variants are not too relevant for your case study. So when attempting mocks or when attempting exams, it's better if you can attempt mocks or exams which are relevant to your pre-scene, because the previous pre-scene could be focused on the service sector, and your pre-scene could be focused on the manufacturing sector. So in such a context, the type of questions which can be thrown at you are totally different to each other. Okay, so that's that. And avoid an information overload. With this in mind, we have developed the 6-week study plan to avoid an information overload, especially closer to the exam. So we have made your life easier to ensure that there is no information overload. It's a matter of just on a weekly basis, in the upcoming weeks, on a weekly basis, finding 3 hours and attempting mock exams on a weekly basis. Other than that, it's just a matter, everything else has been handled by us. Just refer to the material which we have provided. So your life becomes easy when all the other students are attempting mocks, scrambling for information, trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out how to develop answer plans. You are relaxing. You are just attempting mocks on a weekly basis. And in your remaining time, you are just supposed to watch the videos and refer to the answer plans. Okay. So by sticking to our 6-week study plan, you can avoid information overload. Right. So some of you might be attempting the exam at home because this service was offered during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's still there in certain parts of the world. So because of that, you can attempt the mock exam at home. So if you are doing it, refer to the CIMA exam information page. This is the link. So simply click on this and refer to this and read the content thoroughly before the exam, because it's better to get yourself accustomed with the guidelines provided by CIMA, and try out the CIMA exam platform by following the guidelines mentioned. So before you start attempting your real mock exam, it's better to get yourself accustomed to the Pearson VUE system. So check it out before you attempt the exam, if you are planning to do the exam at home. All right, any questions, guys? So I've highlighted what you need to do. I've highlighted the examiner's comments, and on top of that, what you need to do to develop and maintain your confidence. Any questions? So in the meantime, let me talk about what the type of services which we are offering. So if you are yet to invest on study material pertaining to SCS, it's about time you do it, because you don't have too much of time at your disposal. So if you are to attempt mock exams, then invest on your chosen package now itself, or else it would be too late. So yes, Pam, I'll provide an answer to your query in a while. Just give me about 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to talk about the packages which we're offering under TCS. So first things first, the essential pack is there, where you'd get your hands on the recorded versions of the 4 webinars, 5 mock exams with suggested answers, which is the most important part of the essential pack. Full pre-scene analysis videos, 4 videos in total, the annotated pre-scene and industry analysis, financial analysis, and top 10 likely issue slides, as well as the case study familiarization kit. So all these things are priced at, all these products and services are priced at £99. And if you purchase now, even if you're planning to do your exam in February, you can still keep on using these products, because the product is available until the 28th of February 2023, and the essential pack is suitable for students who are comfortable with 100% self-learning. So if you are disciplined enough and if you had aced your OTQ exams, you should go for the essential pack. Then looking at the value pack, this is a package which suits students who are looking for one-to-one tutoring and tutor support and mentoring. Okay, so in under the value pack, you would get your hands on the same type of material under the essential pack, but on top of that, you'd gain access to the online mock exam platform, where you can attempt all 5 mocks under exam conditions. Then we are providing professional marking and one-to-one tutoring for mocks 3, 4, and 5. And this is the type of feedback you would receive. So as you can see, for each and every paragraph, I've provided a comment, and via this comment, I'm critically evaluating whether you have addressed the needs as per what is highlighted in the requirement or not. Okay, so as you can see in this set of feedback, I've provided 58 feedback for the entire paper. Okay, so I've covered all the type of information on a paragraph by paragraph basis. And on top of that, at the very end, the mark allocations are provided, and you can see a success rate being mentioned here. So by looking at the success rate, you are in a position to figure out on a subtask by subtask basis whether you have achieved the threshold. So the threshold is achieving a mark of or a percentage of 54%. If your mark is above 54%, then you have achieved the threshold for that subtask. So you can better understand about your performance by looking at the success rate which we have mentioned. And on top of that, at the very end, general comments are provided, especially pertaining to language skills, formatting, and whatnot. And as part of general comments, I'll be highlighting what you need to do to further improve your answers when attempting the other mock exams. So all this type of feedback will be provided within 48 hours of you submitting your answer. So and on top of that, you'd gain access to theory recaps pertaining to OTQ syllabus content. We have not mentioned about answer plans, but we have included it under the value pack. So you'd get your hands on the answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5 as well, which makes your life extremely easier. So the investment is £199. And we have come up with 2 additional products, the Essential Plus package as well as the Value Plus package. So these 2 products are suited for students who are coming through the exemption route, such as the FLP program, or students who had failed the SCS exam previously. So under these 2 packages, you gain access to the material provided under each package, and on top of that, you'd gain access to 6+ hours of video lectures. So 9 video lectures in total, where we have discussed the answers pertaining to mocks 3, 4, and 5 on a task by task basis. So via these videos, we are covering theoretical components, and on top of that, we are covering application. So we are providing guidance on decrypting mocks and suggested answers via these videos. And on top of that, under the Value Plus package, you'd gain access to, although we have not mentioned it, we are giving something in addition to what we promised. So you'd gain access to the answer plans pertaining to mocks 3, 4, and 5. And these products are available until the 28th of February 2023. So if you're planning on doing your exams in Feb, you can invest on these products right now. And if you're not part of our SCS WhatsApp discussion forum, please do join it, because then you can get in touch with tutors and seek feedback from them. If you have any type of issue or concern, you can raise these concerns via this WhatsApp group. All right, so getting back to your questions. So Pam is asking a question. I'm still having issues with timing. What's the best way to tackle this? So, Pam, it depends on how many mocks you have attempted so far. So as I highlighted earlier, out of the 5 mocks, when you're attempting the first 2 mocks, and when you're trying to apply this answer planning technique, you'd find it a bit too hard. You'd find it that you are not in a position to manage your time appropriately, because you are doing something new. You are doing something new for the first time. So in such a context, you need to get used to it. So just keep moving forward, even though you are not sticking or managing your time by sticking to our answer planning technique. That's totally fine. Keep moving forward. By the time you start attempting mocks 3, 4, and 5, you'd realize that things are falling into place. That's what previous students had told me. So I've, previous students had raised the same concern. I've asked them to keep at it, stick to the answer planning technique, because if you do, then if you keep practicing this, then you'd figure out that you can easily apply it at your real exam and manage your time appropriately. Okay. I hope I addressed your concern, Pam. If you are still not convinced, you can switch on your mic and raise your concerns. Did I address your concern, Pam? All right. Okay, Pam, I'm just curious, how many mocks have you attempted so far?
So far I've done 2.
I'm sorry?
2.
All right. So when it comes to managing time, you said that you are running out of time. Did you experience this in all the tasks? And how much time since you are running out of time, what is this time allocation? What's actually wrong with managing your time according to your understanding?
I think I spent far too long reading the questions and answer planning. Then I don't leave enough time to write up my answer. Then I feel that I've used so much time in the first question. Then the second question, there's not enough time. So I leave myself like 10 minutes. where I should leave like 15 to 20 minutes. So it's just imbalanced.
All right. So what I would suggest you to do is, refer to the the recorded version of the third webinar again. Try to brush up your understanding about answering technique, and take about 5 minutes to read the entire question. Then allocate something like 20 minutes to develop answer plans for the entire task. Don't take it on a subtask by subtask basis. Just if there are 2 subtasks in a certain task, develop the answer plan for the entire task or for both the subtasks. Then start typing your answer. So don't try to develop an answer plan for subtask 1, then type your answer, then move on to answer planning again for the second subtask. Don't do that. Develop the entire answer plan for the entire task, then start typing your answer. Okay, and keep practicing this. And if you're still feeling that you are not sticking to the allocated time, please get in touch with me via WhatsApp. Then we'll try to figure out what's going wrong. And when attempting mocks, Pam, it's better to attempt them within the exam platform. I don't think that we have utilized our exam platform.
No, I've not yet.
Exactly, because it shows when I refer from the back end, it shows whether you have done it or not. So, whenever you are attempting mock exams in the future, please do it on our exam platform. Okay.
Okay. Will do. That's
All
very
right.
helpful.
Okay. Then if Zal is saying prior to attempting mock 3, should I refer to the answer plan? No, don't Ifzal, because I want to understand where you stand as a student, because from mock 3 onwards I'm providing feedback. So it's totally fine. Even if you do not feel too confident about doing mock 3, that's totally fine. Just give your best shot. And after giving your best shot, once you go through the answer plan, then you yourself would realize where you stand and what you need to achieve. So that's a self-evaluation which you are conducting. So our study program is developed in such a way that the student realizes by him or herself where the student stands and where you want to achieve, or what you want to achieve, or where you want to get at. Okay, so just don't go through any any answer plan, or don't watch any of the videos for mock 3. Just attempt it. After attempting it, you are free to go refer the answer plan and the videos. Okay, so what I would suggest is, if you attempt mock 3 tomorrow, don't go through the answer plan, just watch the videos on Tuesday, and by Wednesday you would get feedback. Then you'd realize where you had gone wrong, then refer to the answer plan and try to figure out how you can improve your answer. All right, I hope I addressed your concern, Ibzal. All right, you're welcome. Okay, so seems like there aren't any questions, so I'm gonna end tonight's session. So if you want to contact us, you can contact us easily via our website, which is www.study@tcs.com, or you can email us or WhatsApp us, and you can follow us on our social media handles as well. I said that I'll be releasing some TikTok videos. I'm extremely sorry that there was a delay in that area, because I was busy with OCS and MCS related feedback and whatnot. So these TikTok videos will be released within the upcoming week. So by Monday, these videos will be up. Okay. So having said that, thank you very much for joining in. I wish you all the very best. And this concludes the webinar sessions which we have conducted. If you have any question or any doubt, you can drop me a message via WhatsApp, or drop a message under our SCS WhatsApp group. So all the very best. Be confident, because confident individuals end up passing the exam comfortably. So stick to the study plan, be confident, attempt mocks, and practice the answer planning technique. That's all you need to do to pass the exam. So thank you very much, and good night. Take care.